Okay, so I was saying that UST is a stable coin. It's a stable cryptocurrency that is very popular because now people can use it to deposit their money into a bank account, pretty much, or a cryptocurrency account, and they can earn 20%. Technically, right now it's 19.47%. You can see the screen, right, where it says 19.47.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, so technically it earns 19.47%. And the good thing about this is that it earns you way more than just putting it into a bank account. Like, for example, if you were to type in Bank of America um, APY savings, they currently have a APY savings of 0.07%. Now, compare 0.07% compared to 19.47%. The difference is crazy. It's almost like 50 times the amount of money that you'll earn every single year.
Right. Now, hold on one second, Ben, because I want to give our disclaimers out first, too. Is
Yeah.
that this is not financial advice, it's just financial information. If you're looking for financial
Mm-hmm.
advice, please seek a professional within the financial space. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of which, I want everyone to like do their own research on this, research this on top of what I'm saying. I don't get paid for this. I'm just doing this for like knowledge transfer to explain what's going on. But do your own research. And a good place to do the research actually is to go to coingecko.com. And this is going to be available later, right? Afterwards, so people can go back and review everything that's going on. So go to coingecko.com and then type UST. I know I'm going kind of fast, but go to UST. And then when you go to UST, this is Terra USD. This is the coin that I'm talking about right now.
Can you zoom in on it a little bit? Because it's kind of hard to read it.
Let's see. Yeah, UST.
Perfect. That's good.
You see that? So UST is always a dollar. Right now it's 99 cents, but pretty much it's always a dollar. And it uses a cryptographic calculator to always peg itself directly to a dollar. So some days it'll be 1.001. Some days like today, it'll be 0.9999 cents. But pretty much it's always a dollar constantly. And it'll fluctuate between like -2 plus +2, whatever. And if you want to know more information,
Hold on, Ben. I think your audio went out. It could be me, but I don't know.
how about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So if you want to know more information about this website, about the coin, you could go to coingecko.com, type in UST, and then you'll come here to Terra USD page. Over here, you'll learn about Terra.money, where it explains that it's programmable money. This is the page that you were looking at. It goes into high detail about that. You can go to the medium.com page, where you have tons of more information, where you set the money free, different things like that. You can go to their Twitter page. You can even look at here's their Twitter page, Terra.ust. You can even go to the GitHub page. Now, the GitHub page is where they have their actual projects that you can look at, that you can download. The repository. It's not here right now. I'm going to have to find out exactly where it is. But let's see.
Yeah, I think
okay, here it is.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Yes, so here is so you can go exactly into the detail itself. The level, that's the good thing about cryptocurrencies, completely decentralized, it's completely open. So you can go and look at every single, if you know how to read code, you can read every single aspect of the code. So it's like, if you know how to read code, it's like pretty much impossible to defraud someone because you can read the entire code. You can get as much detail as you want from this. Mm-hmm. If you want to know more information about this. But pretty much that's cool and all. But what we wanted to do is how exactly do we do this 20% APY. How exactly do I make 20% APY? Because there was a report out that the US dollar inflation has increased by 6%, which is the highest it's ever been in 40 years. So that means if you have $1,000 and you put it in the bank, a year from now, it's going to be worth $940, right? So you're losing money every single year. And the year after that, it's going to be worth $880. So your money's literally melting away by just saving. So what you want to do is you want to have a protocol like Anchor where you can make 20% every single year, no matter what. Mm-hmm. So in order to do this, I'm going to show exactly what you're going to do is that you're going to put money into Cash App. From Cash App, you're going to buy Bitcoin. Then from Bitcoin, you're going to go to exchange Bitcoin for UST. And then finally, you're going to put UST into this protocol itself, right? So it is a long process, but it takes about 30 minutes. It's not too bad. And you can put as much as you want. You can deposit as much as you want. And you can take it out anytime that you want.
Okay, so Ben, let me ask you a question right quick. So when it comes to actually investing in this, right? Mm-hmm. If you're saying that you can get almost 20% guaranteed, well, mm-hmm. I don't know if you're saying guaranteed or not, or you're saying no matter what. So, usually I don't want to give any guarantees because it kind of sounds like the financial advice thing. But let's say that it stays at 20%, right, or 19.47%. All I would have to do is just get on Cash App, or are there other ways of actually investing in this?
There's pretty much just a straightforward one way to do it. You have to go through, it doesn't have to go through Cash App. It could be any way that you can buy Bitcoin. But you buy Bitcoin and then you exchange it for UST. There's multiple ways to do it. You can do it through Coinbase. You can do it through KuCoin. You can do it through Cash App. But Cash App is the easiest one because everybody knows Cash App. That's why I say Cash App. But of course, nothing is guaranteed, but there's a very, very high likelihood that you're always going to receive 19%. In fact, there's a government insurance coverage that you can get into detail of this. Bridge Mutual, Insure Ace, Nexus Mutual, you can look into them, and then you can pretty much guarantee that your money is not going to disappear out of nowhere. Okay. UST coin itself too it has a market cap of $8 billion. So there's people that already have $8 billion of this coin that they're also doing the same thing. They're also reserving 20% APY. So that's why I say that people should definitely research into it, learn as much as you can, watch multiple YouTube videos, research the paper themselves, go look at their white paper if you're technical. Learn as much as you can. But I've done it myself, and it's pretty much stable.
Okay, and that kind of goes in line with the fact that it's called a stable coin.
Exactly.
Right. So this is what they mean by stable. Actually, I wanted to ask you this because I'm a complete beginner when it comes to the stable coin. Like I have some cryptocurrency here and there, but as you saw in the beginning, I'm trying to figure this stuff out, and I know that you're heavily invested in the cryptocurrency. So for the people who may not be on the same speed as you, or maybe more like me on the beginner side, can you explain stable coins, and then also can you tell us why stable coins is a viable option?
Yeah, so stable coins are very, very useful because any transaction that you do with the bank takes forever. That's the real purpose of stable coins. But when it comes to cryptocurrency, things happen within a couple seconds or maybe 30 minutes. It's pretty fast, right? So let's say you want to transfer money from here to Australia, or you want to send money to Vancouver or something. If you want to do it in a decentralized way, or if you want to do it over the weekend or something like that, it could take 2 business days. But if you want to do it through cryptocurrency, it only takes 30 minutes. If you want to do it through a decentralized way, such as UST, right? So all you have to do is get the wallet address of someone and then send that information to their wallet address. So let me show you.
Okay.
Hold on one second.
And when you're talking about wallet, you're talking about where you store your cryptocurrency. Am I correct?
Yes. Okay. Yes. So here's the wallet right here. So right now I have 0 in here. It's been acting up today, but normally there's some money in here. Normally there'll be some money into the UST, right? And I will email this while right here. I'll just copy and paste it, or someone can even like scan my computer and do a QR code, and they can send money to this account. The good thing is they can send money to this account, but they cannot take out the money from this account. It's impossible to take out the money from this account unless they have your password. They can't take the money out. But as soon as they send the money, it happens like within a few minutes. They get that money. Now, the way that stable coins work is that the reasons why they're pegged to $1 is because people are constantly trying to have arbitrage to get a little bit of money. The creators of this want you to go on your website and create a little bit of money. What you do is you put your US dollars into the governing account. And if your US dollar is a little bit higher than the actual value of the stable coin, you then receive a bonus back. You then receive extra coins back. So you receive like a 1% bonus back if your coin is higher. If your coin is lower, you get this USD coin for like 98 cents, but then you can in the future trade it back for $1 in the future. So you give it $1 right now, right? You get back 99 coins, but then that 99 coins ends up being worth way more in the future, or like 3% more in the future. So it constantly balances itself out. It's kind of hard to explain, but that's pretty much what it is, arbitrage. So you give it money, you get more money back if it's higher, and you get less money back right now, but then more money in the future if it's lower. But that doesn't really matter because right now there's already about $8 billion worth of USD coin in the protocol itself. So what people are actually caring about is just 20%. That's all that people really worry about right now. And that's what I'm trying to explain right now.
Okay. How often does it change though? Does it change from, does it stay at, 19.47%, all the time, or does it ever change?
Yeah. So, okay, there you go. So for the past 15 days, it's went from 19.49, and then it went 19.5, 19.47. So it pretty much stays there the whole time.
Okay.
And if you go back, like even a couple on the average, yeah, like 3 months ago, I saw it was worth about 19.6. And then like 4 months before that, it was worth like 20.2, something like that. But it was pretty much almost always stays at 20% constantly. Yeah. So what I can do is I can do a quick tutorial of how to get this into your account.
Okay. As long as you don't give up any PII data, I don't want you to put yourself out.
No, I won't do that.
We got First Corporate in the building. He loves the money.
Let me do something real quick.
Okay. But while you do that, let me go ahead and address the chat right quick. So we got people up in here. So shout out to Big Bad Bull. Thank you so much for coming through. Chemo C, thank you so much. We got eBlack TV. Shout out to you, eBlack TV. Thank you for coming through. Let's see. We got Gail at night. Thank you so much, Gail, for coming through and moderating. OG Patrice, how you doing today, ma'am? Of course, we got Mr. Awesome in here. And Destination Dad, thank you so much for coming through. And as I said earlier, shout out to First Gen Corporate. Thank you so much for coming through, sir. We're going to need you up on the panel one of these days. First Gen Corporate. See what you think about us getting to the money. Oh, okay. I got you. First Gen. He says, lead attorney, silence face. Shh. Don't tell anyone. Right.
Let me just set it up really quickly. take like 30 seconds.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Let me see what we got going on.
And if you have any other questions, I can answer while I set this up really quick.
Yeah, I got a few questions. I was actually going to turn this into an interview. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to know more about you. That's really another thing I was interested in.
Okay.
Mind answering some questions with me?
Yeah, I could definitely do that.
All right, cool. So, Bitcoin Benito, I hear that you are a software engineer. I believe you said in the last live stream or a previous live stream we had, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what type of software engineering do you do?
So mainly I do Android and iOS software development. For Android, I code the languages, if you want to know, they're Kotlin and Java, and then for iOS, I do Swift. And I've been working with many different companies. My previous job was Library of Congress, and then even before that, I worked with Stars, the cable network that has power on it and all that. Yeah. So that was in Denver. I was working in it, and just many different places. Stars. I also worked with AT&T in the past too. So just many different companies. I was able to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I actually didn't learn it in school. I went to a boot camp for about 6 months because I did bioengineering at University of Maryland, but I couldn't really find a job. I didn't make as much money as I wanted to, right? Because I wanted like as much money as possible as soon as I graduated. So I was getting paid like maybe $20 as soon as I graduated, $25, but I wanted more money. So because of that, then I went to a boot camp and I was able to do software development and mobile development. And so I was able to get into software development. This was about 5-6 years ago.
Okay. Did you find it harder getting into it, but having to go through college and then have to go through the boot camp? Or did everything just kind of flow?
No, it was definitely difficult going to boot camp because they pretty much took everything that you'll learn in 4 years of college and they squished it down into 6 months. So the boot camp, we would be there. We would constantly learn, and then we'll constantly have to release a mini project every 2 weeks for 6 months straight, nonstop. So it's trial by fire. And then we were constantly in there 12 hours a day. Sometimes you even spend like 16 hours a day there, constantly learning as much as possible. And even as a developer, I'm sure you know yourself. So that's 6 months of learning 12 hours a day. You learn a lot. And then as soon as you get on a job, you only use about maybe 25% of what you learn.
Probably not even that.
Yeah, even less than that, right? Because software development, there's so much to learn. It's so voluminous. And what you learn in school or even what you learn in boot camp, which is more than what you learn in college, is still nothing compared to the real world job. Because real jobs can have many different things that they want you to learn. It's just so many places to learn constantly. So you're constantly learning. Even as a developer right now for 5 years, I'm still learning new things. I learn about a couple new things every single month, all the time. It never ends. But once you get confident in it, once you get rid of the what do they call it? Imposter syndrome. Once you get rid of imposter syndrome, then you get used to it, and it gets easier. For sure.
Yeah, I believe you on that one because the imposter syndrome is no joke, man. And then with that is that would you advise people like, hey, if you're trying to go from one career to for development, would you advise going the boot camp route?
Yeah, I definitely would advise going the boot camp route. My own was free because for the first like 3 months they took out 10% of my pay, and then the next 9 months they took out like 5% of my pay. So that's how I did. I got into the school for free, but then I had to pay back like a percentage of my pay for the next year. And then some of the boot camps, they want you to pay like $5,000, $10,000 up front. But a lot of people don't have that type of money. Even if they use a credit card, a lot of people don't want to use that type of money for the boot camp. Mm-hmm. But I would say that if you can do that, the $10,000 that you pay for those boot camps is still totally worth it because you'll be making so much money very quickly. Even as a junior developer, you'll still be making a lot of money.
Yeah, and I don't know where exactly what area do you know live in? Like, what you live on the East Coast, West Coast?
Yeah, so I live in the Washington D.C. area.
Okay.
Yeah, College Park is like 15, 20 minutes from DC. So my boot camp was like 20 minutes from College Park, and College Park is like 20 minutes from DC. So they're all in the same area. And then even Baltimore is like 45 minutes from DC. So it's like two cities right beside each other, just tons of people, tons of opportunities there.
Yeah.
And yeah. So
And I know it's expensive in Washington. You know,
yeah.
Washington D.C. Like it's one of the most expensive in in the United States.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. We have the third highest cost of living, besides only New York and San Francisco's higher, but DC is number 3. So it's ridiculous. The only good thing is that there's a lot of good jobs in the area. So, like I said, Baltimore has a lot of good jobs. DC has a lot of good jobs. So it's easy to find a job, but every single place that I was even looking for like a 2-bedroom apartment today, and in the nice areas, they're like for 2 bedrooms like $2,500 or $3,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment. It's ridiculous.
You know what? I'm gonna ask you a question. I don't want you to give up your salary or anything like that. You know, I don't want to ask that kind of question, but in Atlanta, I know that when you are a junior engineer, you should be making close to around $65,000 a year, right, as a junior, and it can go less and go higher. I know some people who have been junior engineers and they made 50, right? So it really depends on your negotiating skills and also the company that you're working for based off their budget. But with that being said, I want to ask, like, what should a junior engineer expect to make in such an expensive area as Washington D.C.?
In the DC area, nowadays, like 2021, you should expect to make like $70,000. So this is someone that like just finished boot camp like I did, or you just graduated from college. Like literally, you're 22 years old, you finished college, you get out, you should be making about $70,000 your first year, and then it takes time for you to ramp up. But after a year or two, then you can, if you negotiate hard enough and if you know what you're doing and if you could do good in the interviews, by like 2 years after, you should be making like 6 figures in the DC Baltimore area. It's a little bit less if you get into like West Virginia and Pennsylvania. It's less than that, but it's about 6 figures after like 2 years in the industry.
Okay. Mr. Awesome asked me a question. He says, "BTB, what is the cost of living in Atlanta?" I don't know the exact number for it. I can give you an answer in a second. But cost of living in Atlanta is going to be cheaper, of course, than it would be from like Washington D.C. or something like that. But give me 1 second.
I could even start the show how to do this. Show how to do the UST.
Sounds good, man. Yeah. We actually have a question from First Gen Corporate before we get into it.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So First Gen Corporate, he has 2 questions actually. So his question is, Terra USD, how do you keep track of earnings for taxes? This would be similar to savings bank.
Yeah, so you can go to the USD page and they have a section where they give you a printout at the end of the year of how much you make. So you're going to be paying capital gains tax on that 20% that you make. So capital gains is between 0% and 15% if you hold it for longer than a year. And if you hold it for less than a year, it's whatever your federal income tax is. So usually for most people, it's like 21%, 25%, depending on how much you make. But if you put it in this protocol for longer than a year, it's between 0 and 15%, depending on what your regular take-home pay is. So it's not that bad, honestly. And there's a certain section you have to go to, like govern.docs. Go to their help section, their about section, and they'll show you exactly how you'll pay taxes. Okay. I'm not sharing my screen right now, but like you could contact them and they'll show you exactly. They'll send you out a printout whenever you want of your
and then
the amount of money that you've been making.
Persian Corporate also asks, he says, stablecoin is under criticism from critics. How is regulation looking, and what would be the impact?
Yeah, so they're trying to regulate stablecoins. They're trying to make it a security, but so far, a stablecoin is literally just a stablecoin. So for them to make it a security, it's going to be hard to do because it's like stablecoins are literally a asset. They're just like gold. I know they're pegged to $1, so in your mind you're like, it's not really an asset. It's technically a currency, but in reality, it is an asset like gold. It's an asset like land. That it's an asset that just so happens to be worth $1 at all times. And if you want to do what they actually tax you for, and what they even tax you right now at the capital gains tax, is the protocol. The protocol is what gives you 20% back. And it gets this 20% back because you are giving the protocol your money, and then other people are taking your money and using your UST to do other stuff, like pay for a car or pay for school, whatever they're doing. And then they have to pay back to the protocol more than 20%. I think they pay back the protocol like 25% a year, something like that. And then you get that 20% out of the 25%. So 5% goes to the protocol itself, and then you get the 20% back. So that's how it works. You act like a bank to other people. You act like a bank to whoever wants to get that money.
Okay. We also have, so Mr. Austin asked another question. We got a few questions coming in. But before we get to that, Mr. Austin, you asked a question before. What is the cost of living in Atlanta, Georgia? So think about it like this. The USA is 100, right? So it is 100%. Atlanta is 107.5, right? So that's pretty much what you should expect. It's gonna be a little bit above the national average. And Georgia actually, if you're talking about just Georgia in general, it actually ranks at 93.4 compared to the national average. So it's actually below the national average if you're talking about all of Georgia. And also, apparently, the city of Atlanta, Georgia, has 2 out of 5 stars. People are not liking the traffic. So that's the whole breakdown of Atlanta and the cost of living. Mr. Austin asked another question. He says, wait, I'm confused. That 15% capital gains tax is from the total amount of coins or 50% of the 20% you make?
It's 15% of the 20% that you make. So you only get taxed on the profits. If you lose money, you can actually take that away from your taxes that you have to owe at the end of the year.
Okay.
So taxes are always based off of profits, not your losses. So you don't have to worry about that.
All right. And then First and Corporate asks, it would be expensive and reduce supply, causing its value to plummet temporarily. They would require issuers to carry a reserve amount like banks. I think that's what you were hitting on when you were talking about the regulations.
What do you mean exactly?
So First and Corporate's response, I think his response to you, he's asking a question. He said it would be expensive and reduce supply, causing the value to plummet temporarily. And it goes into what his previous question was: is how is the regulation looking, and what will be the impact? So I'm thinking that he's saying what the impact will be. I think that's what his question is kind of set up as.
Yeah, they're trying to fix regulation now. They're trying to decide what the regulation is, but there's 2 problems. A lot of the senators and the congressmen, they don't know much about crypto at all. They just had a hearing about a week ago where they talked about crypto. They were asking questions, and some guy was asking questions about Mongoose coin or whatever. So they don't know as much as they should know, right? And then number two, because this is such a new asset class and it's such a fast-paced asset class, they're going to have to treat it just like they treat regular property or they treat regular stocks. Because if they try to do something else, other people will go to other countries where the laws are a lot more relaxed and lenient, and they'll make a lot more money over there. And since crypto is based on the internet, you can do whatever you want in another country without having to even leave your house. You can use a VPN, or if the regulations allow it, you could just do these type of protocols in Australia, but you're still in your house. So if realistically, the regulations are probably just going to stay the same. They're just going to treat it like capital gains. They're going to treat it like property that you make profits off of, and they'll just tax it like that. Because even right now, you still have to pay, like I said, capital gains tax. So it's not like the government's not making money. They're still making money off of this, even though it's quote unquote not regulated. It's still regulated technically.
So can I ask a question then? Because that means that so that means you get taxed whenever you transfer, or what do you call it? Like whenever you switch a coin to the US dollar. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Do you get taxed on that?
So when you switch from USD to UST, because they're both so close in price, the tax that you would pay is like, okay, let's say you gave it $1 and then USD is worth $1.01. You're paying 15% of 1 cent, right? So the tax that you pay is so minor. And that tax that you pay is so minor in comparison to the 20% APY that you're getting every single year. And what's 15% of 20? What's 15% of 24? So 15% of 20 is 3. So that means that if you put in $100 into this protocol, or let's say you put in $1,000 into this protocol, at the end of the year, you'll get back $1,200, and your taxes will be $30. So you end up making a total profit of $170 for doing literally nothing, right? And your taxes are only $30, but you made $200. So it still works out in your favor.
Okay. So I got a few more questions through here. Mm-hmm. All right. So Big Bad Bull says, please, he says, please slow down. Sorry, Big Bad Bull.
Yeah. That's what I said. So you can watch it back. I know I'm going fast, but you can watch it afterwards, after this stream is over.
Yes, and he says, and make it make sense. So 20% sounds real attractive. However, you just stated that at minimum it will get taxed at 15%. So in reality it's only 5% gain.
No, it's 15% of the 20%. So it's 15 times 20. So if you, like I said, if you were to put in $1,000, you would only be taxed $30. So if you put in $1,000, you'll make $200 of profit, and your tax will be $30. So at the end of the day, at the end of the year, your $1,000 turns into $1,170.
Okay, so now that makes sense. So
yeah.
So Big Bad Bull, what he's saying is that 15% that you get from the capital gains tax, right? It only applies to your profits, but then it also only takes out from that 20%, or that that 20% that you would get from your profits of the stable coin.
Exactly. You only get taxed 15%. It's the 15% of the profits, not the 15% of the principal.
Right. Also, First Gen Corporate, he says this is not tax advice. Okay, perfect. we gotta cover all the bases over here.
right. Talk to your CPA. Yeah, your CPA will give you more details, but that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, it's not tax advice yet.
Right. But, so First Gen Corporate asks, man, First Gen Corporate is up in here. He's one of the money doctors, right? He works in financial industry. Got another subscriber. Shout out to the new subscriber. First Gen Corporate says that banks have a stringent requirement for reserves. I know some banking regulations, once it's imposed, few stablecoin would survive. Is Terra a good candidate?
Yeah, so Terra's a good candidate, I would say. They're still trying to do regulations, but so far they're treating it just like property. And I don't really see. I know that a lot of banks want to attack stable coins. They hate stable coins. But what's really going to happen is that they're going to have to integrate themselves into. They're going to have to integrate stable coins into their own banks. Bank of America is eventually going to have to start using USDT, and there's another one called TUSD. There's so many stable coins. There's like 30 stable coins that are worth over $500 million. So there's so many stable coins that are worth so much money right now. So they're going to have to use this technology. I know they're going to probably try to get some what do you call them, regulators and lawyers, some lobbyists to try to fight against crypto. But crypto is difficult to fight against because it's decentralized, and you're actually just attacking the companies that make these cryptos. So other people, so that means that, okay, let's say you attack this company and you try to cancel it or something. First of all, it's going to be very difficult to cancel it because it's just a company that's creating an asset like any other company. And number two, because crypto is decentralized, people can go to different countries and then sell you these protocols to Americans. It's open, just like the internet, just like you can do whatever you want on the internet, as much as legal. The same way you can do it with finances and money. And it benefits these a lot of people that are a lot of the lobbyists, a lot of the people that are advising the regulators, or a lot of people that are advising the senators and the congressmen. They use crypto themselves, so they don't want to mess up their own money train just because Bank of America says that they don't like it.
Now,
generally,
yeah. Yes. Let me address the chat right quick. Thank you so much, Mrs. Beef and Ness, for coming through and doing well. Hope you're doing well. Virgin Corporate says the brand name when it comes. This is I'm the brand name when it comes to my investments. These little ones seem too risky. Let's see, and you get taxed each time. Okay.
It depends what your risk tolerance is. That's why I said go look at all these papers. If you look at all the papers and you read them, you see that it's actually pretty stable. The amount of risk is extremely low. And the return based on your risk is just crazy. You never get anything close to 20% at any bank everywhere. Even the S&P 500 on average returns about 7% to 10% a year, while this returns pretty much 19 to 20% every year guaranteed. So definitely do your research, read the white papers, read the documents. But once you read the documents and read the white papers, don't just take my word for it. Pretty much is what I'm saying. I want you to read the documents, and once you read it, you realize that okay, this is actually pretty stable. It's a pretty stable coin. I can even let me see. I can even go historically, and you see that it's about $1. Let me share my screen for 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this one is called UST. So it's acting up right now. But okay, so look at the bottom right here. This is
are you sharing screen already?
Yeah, hold on. Okay, let me try to.
Here we go.
You can see it?
Hold on, it put me in the full screen. Give me 1 second. Let me exit full screen. I think I do this. There we go.
Yeah, so you can see this protocol has been active since where is it? November, or I guess October 4th, 2020. So it's been going on for about 14 months. And throughout this entire 14 months, it is very, very stable. It fluctuates between it stays at literally $1, but sometimes it'll go down to 95 cents or 98 cents, or maybe it'll go up to 104. But it's very, very stable. It's a very, very stable coin. It's designed to be stable, and it has a market cap that's just increasing. Yeah, so the market cap has been increasing dramatically, It started off when it first came out at about 150 million, but as time went on, more and more people are putting their money into this protocol. And then in November, it just shot up for some reason. Now it's worth about $8.7 billion is the market cap of this coin. And even some other coins that are very similar to it.
Now I want to bring something.
Number 4.
I want to bring something up to you. Well, is that I don't know if you know who Wealth Engineering is. Had him had him on my panel several times, and he talks about crypto a lot as well. He's going to be having a debate a little bit later on. I think it's going to be at 8 o'clock. And I wanted to see if he wanted to join on that panel as well. He's going to be debating whether or not if the USD is going to crash. So
the regular dollar?
The regular dollar.
Yeah.
So I think this kind of transitions into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so before that, let me just explain how to actually get into this protocol.
Oh yeah, of course.
Can I do that? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do it. A lot of things you're going to have to use your imagination because the process, you have to do something and then it takes like 2 or 3 minutes, and then you have to do the next step and that takes another 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm just going to show you what the step is, and then you can do it yourself later on. Okay. So first, I'm going to start off with this is Cash App. So right now I'm on Cash App. And what I do is I go to the bottom right here and I click this B button. This B button means Bitcoin. I buy about as much Bitcoin as I want. Let's say I buy $10 worth of Bitcoin. I hit next. It's going to use your security or Face ID. And then it's going to charge you a fee of about 2%? It charges you about a 2% fee. And then I click confirm. I'm not going to confirm right now. Then, in fact, let me buy it for
why not ball out, you know?
Right now. So I just bought $5 just to show you how it works.
Right. I
confirm it. Shout out to Cash App. Their stuff takes actually very, very fast. It only takes about 10. Okay, look at that. It took about 10 seconds. So right now, it charged me about 2 or 3%. So right now I have $4.85 in my account. What I do is if I want to send it to, so I then have to send it to my, I then have to send it to Terra. I have to send it to Anchor, right? In order for me to send it to Terra Anchor, what I have to do is I have to click this airplane right here. So I click the airplane, and then the first thing I do is I need to create a wallet. So in order for me to, hold on one second. I go to the app. Right there. And then I click this right now. It's going to ask, this right here will actually say connect your wallet. So when I click that connect your wallet, it's going to ask me to go through certain steps. These steps will, I actually have some pictures I can show you.
Now, I don't know if it showed any information on there that you couldn't, not supposed to show, you know.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna delete this wallet anyway. So
okay. You know, I'll be trying to make sure because you know it's supposed to be secret and all this.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's really like one of the biggest goals is secrecy, right? You know, when you're talking about your wallets and stuff like that in cryptocurrency.
Okay, so it's gonna ask me to create a wallet. When I create a wallet, I'm gonna give it a name. I give this name called First Terra Wallet. As you can see, First Terra Wallet. I gave it a password, another password, and then the most important part is your seed phrase. Never, 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 never share your seed phrase with anyone, ever. This is how decentralized a crypto works. If you share this seed phrase right here, anyone can access your wallet, so never share it. In fact, you're supposed to, it says right here, you have to write down your seed phrase. you want to write it down on a sheet of paper and then put it in a safety deposit box, or put it in your safe, or put it like in your drawer. So put it wherever you want to put it, but do not take a picture. I know some people are like, okay, fine, let me take a picture and I'll make sure that I don't upload that picture to the internet, but there's no point in risking that. And you don't really use this phrase that much. What you actually use is your password that you can change like whenever you want. But your seed phrase can never change. It never changes. Because whoever has the seed phrase, they can have access to your account. So anyways, so then you write down that seed phrase, and that's how you set it up. Then let's see. Hold on. Okay. Then you come here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you would want to go. What you're going to do is you have $4.84 in your account. You want to send this and this is Bitcoin, by the way. It's $4.85 worth of Bitcoin. You want to send this $4.85 of Bitcoin to an exchange called KuCoin. Right? It's called KuCoin. There's other exchanges. There's another one called Bittrex, but I don't really like that one. That one is based in China. I don't really trust China like that. So use KuCoin. I don't. So use KuCoin. Go there, and then you want to go to, let's see. Let me actually do it right here. Okay. So I already have KuCoin right here. So what you want to do is you want to go to assets. This is KuCoin.com. Sign into KuCoin. Go to assets. I'm waiting for it to load. You go to assets, and then you go to main account. Sorry. You go to main account, and then you go up here, and then you search. So what you want to do is you want to deposit your Bitcoin. You want to deposit your Bitcoin that's on your Cash App, and you want to deposit it onto the KuCoin's Bitcoin wallet. So you search for Bitcoin right here. So you see Bitcoin right here. Because you want to deposit the Bitcoin here, you click deposit. And then you make sure that you go here and make sure that everything looks good. It's cryptocurrency called Bitcoin into the main account, and you're using the BTC chain, the main chain. And then what you want to do is, this is your Bitcoin address. So you can give this to anyone else. If you give this address to someone, they can deposit Bitcoin into this address. But what you're doing is you're taking your Bitcoin from your Cash App, and then you're putting it
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
You can keep going.
You want me to wait for you, or?
No, you can keep going. I just had to take a call real quick.
Yeah, so what you want to do is you want to move the Bitcoin from your Cash App wallet right here. I don't know if you can see it has the record button in the way. Into your Cash App address. This is your Cash App address with this long term. There's 24 keys. You want to send it from your Cash App address into your KuCoin address. Make sure that they're both Bitcoin wallet addresses. Now, the fastest way to do this is to actually use the QR code. So you want to hover over this. You see this QR? Hover over this QR code, and then you want to grab your phone, and then you want to click the airplane button, and then click this camera button at the top left right here. So this is my computer right here. I'm looking at myself on my computer. And then you want to go to the KuCoin page that we're just looking at, right? So it's kind of hard for you to see. But what I did was, you can see that, right?
Yes, I can see it now.
What I did was I went to this page. Hold on, let me do it like this. This will be a little bit easier. There we go. So this is my phone in my left hand, and then my computer in my right hand. And then I hovered over this, and then I exposed that QR code to my phone. So once that QR code gets to my phone, then I can, see, it automatically gets that address 39A, starts with 39A. 39A on my phone. It's the same address as 39A on my Qcoin wallet account. So then I'm going to send this $5 to my Qcoin. Unfortunately,
hey Ben, do you mind zooming in? Because it's small if you have the phone on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where do you want me to zoom in?
Talking about on the webpage.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Okay, you see the addresses are the same.
Okay.
39 blah 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 blah. 39A999. This is on my phone. This is on the Qcoin app. Okay. Can you see that? Is that easier to see?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type exactly the amount of Bitcoin that I have. I'm going to try to send all of it. Unfortunately, it doesn't let you automatically send. Make sure that it has the B symbol at the front. 0.000100045, and then I hit send.
Yeah, that's weird. Why doesn't it just automatically just?
I know it's very annoying, but
yeah, you got to make sure you don't put your pin on screen.
I know, right? Hold on.
So while you do that, let me address some things in the chat real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so Adrian says, would you recommend that the 80-year-old widow church lady put 80% of her investment portfolio into Bitcoin? Absolutely not. But I'm also not giving out financial advice. So that's probably why, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not giving out financial advice.
I wouldn't put 80%, but I would put a good chunk. I would put like maybe 25%. Right. Or even, because you're going to make so much money that the risk is so low, and as long as you're not doing anything crazy, that's what I'm saying. That's why I talk about Anchor Protocol. But I'm not really sure if I have enough. I'm not sure if I have enough time to talk about Wonderland. But Wonderland, for example, gives you back something ridiculous, 70,000 APY, but it's a little bit more risky. So that's what I'm trying to start off with Anchor, because it's a lot more stable. It's $8 billion in assets, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think she was talking about specifically on Terra USD. I think she was talking about Bitcoin in general. But
so even Bitcoin in general, I would even do more than 20. I would do like 50% Bitcoin, to be very honest, because Bitcoin is just going to be around forever. Bitcoin is now the new gold. It's the digital gold. You know how gold's been around for thousands of years? Bitcoin is going to be around for maybe 100 years, maybe 200 years. Right. And people have been trying to hack Bitcoin forever. It's the strongest network that has ever been created. It's never been hacked, and it's impossible to hack it. I can go into the cryptographic reasons why it's impossible to hack it, but it's impossible to hack it. And in fact, every single time that you hear Bitcoin got hacked, what actually happened is that the website that was attached to Bitcoin, the website that's like for example, Cash App might be hacked if you put a stupid password, like your password is password 1, then yeah, sure, your Bitcoin can be stolen. But the Bitcoin network itself has never been hacked.
Yeah, that's what Professor Blackops was bringing up as well. That it's just so large that you can't really.
It's so large, it's so massive. Yeah.
Yeah. Too many nodes.
In order to hack it, it would have to be like a government agency, and it would have to be a government like the size of China, or the size of America. And then once China or America tries to hack the Bitcoin network, because it's decentralized and it's open, everyone would know that, China hacked it, America hacked it. And then they'll just immediately fork it. And then all the money that is on the original chain will automatically transfer over to the new chain, because people saw, they try to hack it. So even when you hack that Bitcoin, what you're doing is you're not even hacking it. You're just putting fake coins on the network. And because it's decentralized, people realize that's fake. They're fake coins. So they just make a new chain and say, okay, from now on, this is going to be the new chain. And this new chain is the official chain. So America just wasted like billions of dollars to hack it one time. And then everyone sees that they hacked it. And then everyone just agrees, the consensus agrees that, okay, fine, let's go to this new chain. And so America or China would have hacked it for no reason. And they would have gotten like maybe one block, which is like 6.25 times 50,000. So America would have gotten like $200,000. And they would have spent billions upon billions of dollars to hack it for one time. So it's a waste of money and a waste of time. And it doesn't take away people's money from the blockchain. So.
Okay.
Sorry if that was kind of confusing, but if you try to hack it, it's almost impossible to do. And even if you, by miracle, you do it, you're literally wasting your time. So there's no reason.
Because they can fork it over, right?
They can fork it. They can fork it as many times as they want, and everyone's money is still safe. So it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hit confirm to send it. Although it says inefficient Bitcoin balance, what that really means is that it wants me to pay 25 cents. So this 25 cents. That's really what it's saying.
Oh,
so I'll just
pay an extra 25 cents?
Yeah, it wants me to pay 25 cents to send it. So what it'll do is
taxes.
Yeah, man, nothing is free. So it wants you to pay 25 cents this is the transfer fee. So 25 cents to send it. So what it's going to do is going to take the 27 cents from the original $5. So all I have to do is just hit confirm down here, and then I hit confirm to send it, right? So, oops.
Don't show too much.
So, I don't want to show off my names or anything. So, so then when I send that, and so then eventually that's going to come over to, where is this? To KuCoin. So we're here at KuCoin. So I go to my main account, and eventually you can search right here. It takes about like 5 to 10 minutes. So eventually this Bitcoin account is going to say, what is it? Like, it was like $4.60, something like that. $4.60. And then what I have to do is I have to transfer it from the main account to the trading account. Okay. This is just a annoying thing that you have to do with KuCoin. And I have to put, it's going to say like $4 worth of Bitcoin. And I'll type that in, whatever that is, like 0.03 Bitcoin or whatever. Then I hit confirm. After I hit confirm, I need to go to my trading account. And then when I go to trading account, make sure that it's here. And I look here, and it's going to say 0.004 Bitcoin or whatever, which is like $4 worth of Bitcoin. When that happens, I want to then come up here, and I want to trade the Bitcoin for UST. I want to trade the Bitcoin for USD Terra. So I'm going to type in the ticker name for USD Terra right here, called Terra USD. I see it right here, and then I click trade, and I have Bitcoin, and I want to trade it for UST. So I click the first one. Okay. It's going to take me to this page.
So let me ask you this. So if you were to put your money into Ethereum, right? I believe that Ethereum is cheaper than Bitcoin. And then you were to trade it over to the UST. Does that mean that you would actually have more money trading Ethereum to UST, or would it be the same amount?
It'll be the same exact amount, because what you're doing is you're just trading value. So the value of that Ethereum that you buy will be the same as the value of whatever Bitcoin that you have. So even though the numbers are different, because Ethereum is a lot cheaper. Let's say you have one Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals like 6 or 7 Ethereum. So even if you trade one Bitcoin, you'll get 50,000 UST. But if you trade 6 Ethereum, you'll also get 50,000 UST. So you'll still end up getting the same amount of UST, because it's the value of the coin. So it's the same, pretty much, to answer your question. Okay. So anything, what I do is I have to put in a PIN code. You make this PIN code when you create your KuCoin account. To create a KuCoin account is pretty much easy. It's about the same. It's the same as like when you create a Cash App account. You have to put in your name, and you may have to put in your address and your ID. They do this all for tax reasons. The IRS always wants its money. You can never escape the IRS. I don't care how decentralized everything is. IRS always has its money, its hands everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you can't escape it. Sorry. Okay, so once you do that, you want to click market, right? Now the difference between limit and market is that limit gives you, it literally trades with another human being if you do limit. The problem is that you have to wait for someone to trade, to give you UST while you give them BTC. And it's actually another human being that you're trading with. So you put in the amount that you want to trade and all that stuff, and then you have to wait like however long. Sometimes it takes like a minute, sometimes it could take like a day. So I don't really have time for that. I don't even care about that. So I click market. Market is the, KuCoin has a basket of different coins that it just holds for people like me that just want to trade immediately. So I just click basket, and then I click, because I want to sell the BTC. I want to sell the BTC to get UST, right? You want to sell the BTC up here to get UST. So I come down here and I click 100%, and it's going to say like 0.004 or whatever. But anyways, I click 100%, and I click sell, and that will then give me.
Do you mind zooming in as well?
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I had to keep asking you, but
no, it's fine.
Just so that way.
Actually, this is not working. Hold on. So what I'll do is I'll take a picture.
Okay. Oh, so it doesn't zoom in. So okay.
It doesn't zoom in. It's like a special JavaScript type page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the behavior.
Yeah, the behavior is weird. Okay, so this is how it looks. So what you want to do is you want to click 100%, and you want to click sell. You want to sell the BTC to get UST. Okay. So then it's gonna do it really fast. We'll do it in like 5 seconds. So then what you want to do is you want to go back to your trading account. Click trading account. And if you forget all these steps, just watch this later after he uploads it. Okay, look. So you want to go to UST. You're going to have about $4.60 of USD here. You want to click transfer. And you want to transfer from your trading account to your main account. And you want to transfer $4.60. Right? It says 0 available because I haven't done the steps yet, but whatever. It'll say $4.60. Then you click confirm. You send that $4.60. Then you go to your assets. You go to main account. Then what you want to do is you want to, where is it? Okay, UST is right here. So UST, you want to transfer from your KuCoin account to your Terra, where is it? Your Terra wallet. So the best way to do is you can either highlight it slow like this, or you click the copy button. You see how it says copy?
Yeah.
And then you go to withdraw. And then you put in the address. This is you taking your US Terra from your KuCoin to your Terra Station wallet, the one that I showed, that like where you're with a 20C password or whatever. I actually have some Terra in here right now. You can see it finally deposited. It took about 20 minutes, but I have $20.92. But yeah, that was from like the beginning of this call, or whatever. So anyway, so I then send some. This is my wallet address. I want to make sure that you send the Terra network. You don't want to send the ERC20 network. That's the Ethereum network, because it usually works, but it's a lot slower, and then sometimes it has problems and all that stuff. So just send it through the Terra network. It's faster and it's more reliable. So send it through the Terra network. Your memo, you don't really need to worry about your memo. You want to send, what is it, $4.60, or just click max. You could just click max if it was there. And then remarks, you can literally put notes. Whatever I want to write. And the good thing about these remarks or these notes is that this note will be attached to your transfer and it'll be put on the blockchain. So it'll forever be on the blockchain. whatever note that you write. So you can write a note to yourself, you can write a note to whoever you're sending the money to, or just write a note just because you want to write a note. And then you hit confirm. When you hit confirm, you're gonna, however you set up your security on here, it's gonna ask you to do it through Google authentication, or maybe it's gonna send you a passcode on your text messages or whatever you do. You hit confirm, and then finally it'll send that money to your Terra station. You then go to your, app.anchor protocol, and you want to go to earn. Let me zoom in for you. You want to go to earn, and then you want to click deposit. So I have $20 in my. I have about $20 in my wallet, so I'm going to click deposit. And you don't want to put all of your UST here. You want to put most of it because everything has like a little bit of fees. So I'm going to take about $1 off, and then I'm going to click proceed. And it's going to ask for my password. I don't want to type my password in here, but your password or whatever. So once I type my password in, I'm going to click post. And then I click post, and it's going to take about, it takes about 30 seconds. It's really fast. And then once that happens, then you go to your dashboard page. Where is it? You'll go to your dashboard page, and it'll say something like your holdings. Your holdings will be here, and then it'll show the amount. Sorry, right here. Here it is. It'll actually show it here. So it'll say like $19.30, and then it'll show you your expected interest. So let's say I put $1,000 instead of $19.50. I put $1,000. If I click here, the expected interest will say $200. In a month, it'll say like what is that? $30. 200 divided by 12, whatever that is. It's about $30 or so. And the same thing for a week or a day. And then you just wait, and then you can withdraw anytime you want. And then if you want to withdraw it back into your bank account, you're going to have to go through the entire process to just do it backwards. So I know this process took a little bit of a while, but it's a good process to do. It only takes, and once you get used to it, it's not going to take 30 minutes. It's going to take like 5 minutes. Once you learn how to do it up it takes like 5 minutes. You can do it every paycheck and earn 20% every paycheck.
Oh yeah, that's what you're putting in, a consistent amount every paycheck. You can, I'm assuming hopefully you don't have to go through all the steps every single time to deposit. Maybe.
You do have to go through the steps every time, but it's actually a lot faster than I did it earlier today. It took me like 3 minutes. Okay. The only reason why it took a long time is because I was explaining it throughout the whole time, every single step by step. But it took me like 3 or 4 minutes to do it.
Okay, I understand.
So it's not that hard, and I know how to do it up that now anyway. So
yeah, after you do it a few times, it gets faster, right?
It gets really fast. It takes like 3 or 4 minutes, okay. So it's not a problem.
All right, so well, thank you for that, Ben. I got a few questions in the chat. I've been kind of holding off because I know you've been trying to show us how to do it. So we got some questions in the chat. So let me go through. Big Bad Bull says he said this. It says it seems like at a minimum we all should be investing in US dollar if nothing else. I don't know if he's saying UST or if you're talking about just the US dollar itself, which is
I'm guessing he means UST. If that's the case, yes, I agree. UST gives you 20%, so there's no reason not to. When it comes to US dollar, I would not put my savings into a bank. I would try to invest into different assets that are safe and that are reliable. I wouldn't put it in the bank because you're literally going to lose like 3 to 6% a year every single year, guaranteed.
Yeah, because of inflation.
Yeah, so there's no reason to do it.
Not even like a high yielding savings.
No, I wouldn't do that either. I just showed you. It gave you 0.07% in Bank of America. That's a joke.
Oh yeah, that's low. Yeah, that's low. I mean, like, with Ally Bank, I forgot what is that now. It used to be like, they would give you 2% or something like that. So it's
Yeah.
extremely high for high yield savings account. But I don't think it's that high anymore. Ever since the markets have changed. And that depends on, you know, politics and stuff like that. It always changes depending on the economy and stuff like that.
And the Federal Reserve, how much they want to change the interest rates.
Right, they're trying to get people to lose money, you know, to spend more money and stuff like that by giving, you know, turning down the interest rate or whatever it is, making is less of an incentive for you to save. So they want you to spend by getting rid of your reason to save. Also, this is just financial advice. This is not financial advice. This is financial information. Please speak to your own financial advisor. You have Adrian Nash talking about talk to the 𝘰𝘰𝘯𝘦 possibly for tax advice after she gets her CPA designation. Most definitely. First Corporate says, please point me.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, First Corporate says, please point me to some white papers for reading. I subject to be wrong. I lost too much money sitting in the back. In the bank. Sorry, in the bank.
Let me see. I'm going to try with UST to find the white paper. Yeah, definitely read the white paper. It explains it in detail. Let me try to find the white paper and I'll put it in the chat.
Let's see. Shout out to 𝘕𝘰𝘯𝘦 Real Talk Daily. Thank you so much for coming through. Let's see. Mr. Awesome says, yeah, China is all government. Let's see. So 𝘕𝘰𝘯𝘦 Real Talk Daily, you say you don't even understand Bitcoin. Well, how about this? I know my man over here, Bitcoin Benito, can help you out with that. So please go ahead and check him out. I'm gonna have his link in the description. Because you have a YouTube channel, am I correct? Or do you?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
I have a YouTube channel where I do like explain many different coins, many different aspects of cryptocurrency. I try to make it like lighthearted so that people understand. Because I noticed that if you talk about crypto too much or too technical, people's eyes just glaze over or they start dozing off. So I try to like make it a little bit more entertaining while putting in the education at the same time.
I understand. So check out Bitcoin Benito. Also check out Perry Unlikely. They both talk about cryptocurrencies. So most definitely some more options for you guys to learn how to get into cryptocurrencies. And as you've seen, right? Of course, it's not financial advice, but as you've seen, Bitcoin Benito actually showed us the percentage yield that you should expect, right? He explained how much the coin actually costs, right? He even showed the numbers behind it, saying that right now it's at 0.94% of a 0.999% of a dollar, of a US dollar. So it's a little bit under, but it goes from under to above the actual price of a US dollar, but it stays pretty consistent. Okay, so he's shown that as well. He showed you exactly how to actually get the transfer from Bitcoin. Actually, how to buy Bitcoin. He showed us how to buy Bitcoin. He showed us how to transfer our money from Bitcoin into UST and also how to put it into our wallet. So he's gone through a lot with his demonstration today. Big Bad Bull asks a question. He says, are all those transfers viewed as a taxable event? So based off of what I've heard from Pocket Watcher with JT, is that it is, right? If you're transferring from one currency to the other, it can be considered a taxable event, right? But please go and ask a certified financial planner or a certified public accountant for these tax advice. Most definitely, you do want to ask somebody who is a professional about it. So,
and I would say when it comes to taxing because you're going from US dollar to UST, and both of them are going to be worth $1, you're not really paying taxes. Maybe you'll pay tax on 1 cent or half a cent
on the profit,
and
though.
that's only if it's profit.
Yeah.
If it's a loss, then you don't pay any taxes. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So I ain't want you to say you will pay or anything like that. You only pay on the profit, right? You got to make that
exactly
extremely clear. And then you were saying that right now it's at 19.43% as your yield that you should be making, right? Should be
exactly. Yeah.
Not guaranteed, but it goes up and down, but it stays pretty consistent. So it's close to around 20%. So you would only pay that 15% capital gains tax on if you get a profit from getting the UST. Okay, and then also that's if you transfer it and stuff like that as well. So just wanted to let you guys know that it's just some advice for you guys. Gail, if you don't mind,
sorry, you don't have to pay taxes until you take your profits out of the protocol.
Right.
So you actually have to transfer it into your bank account. So if you just leave it there, you never have to pay taxes because it just stays there constantly.
Yeah, so you can just keep on growing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it works the same way for like stocks as well. I don't think you have to. I think you only pay if you take it out.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh man, that means I gotta pay some taxes. All right. Virgin Corporate asked a question. He says, Benito, you ever heard of 𝘊𝘳𝘺𝘺𝘰 bull? I have cash savings for some upcoming investments in the future. I will keep only 1 year of expenses and the rest invested in growth stocks / REITs or etc. I don't know if he means ETFs or he talking about etc. He put ETFs.
What is a 𝘊𝘺𝘺𝘺𝘰 bull? What is that?
Yeah, I think he's asking if you've ever heard of it before.
How do you spell it? I didn't see that.
It is spelled like this. It's spelled 𝘊𝘺𝘺 D.
Oh, okay, I see it at the top. 𝘊𝘺𝘺 bull.
Yes. So
no, I haven't heard of that.
Okay. So Gail, yeah, you already did it for me. Thank you so much, Gail, because you already put. No, sorry. Yeah. So both Mr. Awesome and Gail have put up your link to your channel. So everybody, please go check out Bitcoin Benito. So he says, okay, he hasn't heard of it before. Virgin Corporate says, before the billions, 𝘊𝘺𝘺𝘺 bull is a great resource. Open secret for the people getting the big bags. I'm not there yet.
Okay. I'll definitely check it out.
Yes. Salute to the Roger Report. Thank you so much for coming through. Glad to see you here, sir. And then Mr. Awesome says, in that case, can we make purchases with USDT directly?
There's some credit cards or there's some bank cards that let you make direct charges with USD. But I think BlockFi definitely has a credit card where you can do that. But then you have to sign up for a BlockFi account, and then you have to give them all your information. And then they were going to mail you the credit card, and then you swipe that credit card when you want. So it's a whole process too. Really, what you want to use crypto for is you want to use it like a stock. You don't really want to use it like your bank account. The same way you're not going to buy Starbucks with your Google stock or anything like that. The same way you shouldn't buy coffee or Starbucks with your crypto. You can, but it's not the best use of your time. And every single time that you buy something, you're going to have to pay capital gains tax with you're going to have to pay capital gains tax on your Starbucks that you're buying. So it's kind of annoying to do that.
That's terrible, man. Now, when you really think about it.
Yeah, because they treat it just like property. So yeah, the same way you don't want to use your Google stocks to buy Starbucks. That's like kind of backwards.
And then also Adrian Nash says, before the billions, death and taxes. I think that she's saying Those are the only thing that are guaranteed in life.
Yep.
Yeah, because as you just said, we get taxed on even if we buy a Starbucks coffee. Not only do you get taxed on the sales tax, right? You get taxed on the capital gains tax as well from actually trading your Bitcoin or your cryptocurrency into
Right.
buying that Starbucks coffee. So Peter asks, so not Peter. It says 𝘕𝘰𝘯𝘦. You say a shout out to you for coming through. You say, I agree not to use it like a bank account, but you can take a loan against it.
Yeah, so that's actually a really good idea too. So that's thank you for bringing that up. So that's what I plan on doing with all my Bitcoin. So right now we're going through a bull run right now, even though the prices are back. We're going through a bull run, and this is not financial advice, but I think that the price is going to go from where is it now, like $50,000 now to about $200,000 by April or May of this year. That's just a good educated guess. And then when that happens, I'm going to then trade it for a stable coin, and then I'm going to borrow against it, right? So what usually happens in crypto, this is what happened in 2017. Crypto goes into waves like this every 4 years, because every 4 years in the code base itself, it says that it has to reduce the amount of issuance, the amount of crypto that's given out to the miners every 10 minutes. It reduces by half every 4 years, no matter what, right? And so because it has reduced by half May of 2020, about a year or a year and a half later, the price always goes through a crazy high bull run. So what I want to do is I want to wait until that price goes up to like 200,000, maybe 150,000. I'm going to convert everything into US stablecoin. And then I'm going to go to websites like Celsius.network. I can type it in the chat. You go to Celsius.network and then borrow against it, or BlockFi. BlockFi is another good one. You can borrow against it. And what they'll do is so because I sold my Bitcoin, let's say I have like $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. I trade that $100. I trade that one Bitcoin for 100,000 US dollar of stable coin, right? I then take that $100 of stable coin. I go to Celsius Network, or I go to BlockFi. I give them that $100,000 in stable coin, and they give me back half of that amount. So if I give them $100,000 of stable coin, they give me back $50,000 of US dollars. I can do whatever I want with that $50,000 of US dollars. I can pay my bills. I can use it to like buy real estate to then make more money. And I can do whatever I want. And I can then, when I want to pay that loan back, all I have to do is pay them back $50,000, and they'll give me back my original $100,000. What other people are doing that view Bitcoin as a long-term strategy, like they just view Bitcoin as something that they want to hold for 20, 30 years, is that they don't convert it from Bitcoin to US stablecoin. They just take that Bitcoin, they give it to the protocol, they give it to Celsius or BlockFi, and then BlockFi will give them $50,000 of USD. And all they have to do is pay back $50,000 in the future whenever they want, so that they can get that one Bitcoin back. So that's what a lot of people's strategy is, including me. I'm going to do something similar to that myself too. That's the best way. And that's what rich people do actually too. They never sell their assets. They just borrow against their assets. Elon Musk does it. All the people that own those huge buildings in Times Square, that's what they do. They just borrow against their assets forever and ever and ever. And then they end up giving it to their children or grandchildren.
Or somebody else.
Or somebody else, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to this is his name, Dr. Dre. Yeah. So Zoe, thank you so much for correcting me. And also thank you for coming through the chat. Zoe says that she uses Nexo.
Oh yeah, Nexo's a good one too. Yeah.
It's the first time hearing of Nexo. And then Virgin Corporate says 200K for BTC. New millionaire alerts.
I agree.
Okay. Well, Bitcoin Benito, I feel like we went through a lot today in this discussion too. And I'm glad that you came on the chat. On the panel. I do want to ask you this though, is that I was bringing this up earlier, so I'm about to put a link into the chat. You're gonna have an after party after this one, okay? So I added a new command, after party, and because it's gonna go to Wealth Engineering's page, because I'm gonna go to his channel as well to participate on his panel. But Bitcoin Benito, since you a wealth of information and knowledge when it comes to not only cryptocurrency but also you're talking about taxes and you have a high understanding of this subject. So I wanted to ask if you wanted to also check out Wealth Engineering and see if you want to jump on the panel, because he is going to be having a debate about the U.S. dollar, whether or not it's going to crash or not. And he's also extremely into cryptocurrency, so he's talking about everybody going into cryptocurrency. So it kind of seems like it'd be kind of right up your alley.
Yeah, for sure, I can definitely do that. I do have to leave at like 9 o'clock though, so I don't know when.
Oh yeah,
when
it's actually going right now. So
okay, perfect.
But yes, so I put the link into the chat. You guys can mostly click on the link, check out the after party. I look forward to seeing you guys there. And with that being said, guys, I'm about to go ahead and close it out. Bitcoin Benito, did you have anything else that you wanted to add in?
Just thank you for allowing me on this panel. I love your channel. Your channel is actually really interesting. It's really good. I don't know how you have the longevity to do those like 10-hour, 11-hour live streams that you do, but shout out to you. And everyone just follow my channel, Bitcoin Benito, on YouTube. And that's it.
Thank you so much. It's a good thing that we have your link into the chat. So please, guys, go ahead and check. Let's get his followers up. Let's go ahead and get some likes on his videos. Go ahead and get his watch hours up. And with that being said, guys, please go ahead and check him out also on Instagram as well.
So yeah, congratulations on 1,000 followers too.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate that. Planning on getting to 2,000 within March. So that's the goal.
For
get
sure.
2,000 in March.
Definitely.
So it's a large goal is a big goal, but I know I can do it. So thank you all to big BTB squad, and forward to having more great people. So Bitcoin Benito, I do appreciate you for coming up. I look forward to seeing you. Hold on one second before you jump at Awesome Cup. One of the raiders. This is Awesome. Get to audio. Hey, Mr. Awesome, what's up? How you doing?
Good night.
Well, do you have a question?
I just want to say, I appreciate you putting up to new currency to us, and I wasn't this. I'm on the internet a lot, but I guess recent I see about Bitcoin going a bit sideways and wrong stuff. But this sounds if it does hold out the way that you did, the way you potentially benefited a lot of people and getting in, because I don't think this is something that's well known. So I appreciate you for that. Yeah.
No problem. Thank you for you. I was going to talk about that, but I'll also take like 45 minutes. So maybe I can talk about it on another and talk about the flaws and benefits. But I want to start people off small. So I want to do something like you, because you get 20%. The Wonderland back, Right now it's like 5,000 APY, something like that. So maybe next month the detail.
Most. Yeah.
Yes.
Look forward to having another live stream with you.
Yeah, I did have questions. I wasn't expecting this. I clicked on the after party link. I was going to be different, so caught off. But I did questions from earlier about percent. If they make 20%, they give you 20. Just want what the motive that would minority and give you return would be a great would look great to people who decide to use it. So like, why is there like a reason that they just?
The reason is that a lot of these people are just like a group of like 5 developers, or some of them are like small companies. Usually they're just a group of small developers, and there's so much competition. Right now there's like 10,000 different coins, so they're all competing against each other. So in order to get people to use the coin, you want to give out as much APY to your users, and you want to keep as little APY for yourself. So like even Wonderland, for example, Wonderland is giving out 85,000% APY, which is like stupid. It doesn't even make sense, right? So, but they did that because there's like a programmatic way that they're able to make such a high APY. But they themselves keep about maybe 150% APY, and they give their user 1,000. It's more like a marketing thing. So for marketing reasons, they want to be like, oh, okay, everyone get this coin. You can make so much money. And if you offer such high APY yields, then more users are going to come. That's the thought process, anyways.
That makes sense. Okay, so I'd like to point that out. So this is a really great point, because that's exactly how, the same way how you described it's many different private developers that's doing this and competing with each other. The exact opposite is what banks are. It's because there's such few of them that can give you such minimal amounts of return in it, and you have no choice but to accept it. So I hope this just opens some people's eyes as to why decentralization, especially of currency, is so important. And yeah, it's crazy, man. Like I remember learning about when I first realized what was going on with the banks, because the banks they have your money in rotation, and for those who don't know, they when you put in your money in the bank account, there's a reason why you're only allowed to deposit or withdraw a certain amount, because they don't have past that readily available for you, because they're too busy investing it in high yield accounts, taking all the profits and then giving you back the principal and like 0.01% of the profit they made. So
right.
Yeah,
banks work pretty much like a cartel. They all come together to agree that, we're only going to give people like 0.1% or 0.01%. And they all agree to give you such a tiny amount because they do fractional lending. So if you put in $1, the Federal Reserve allows them to take that $1 and lend out $10. So as soon as you put your money into a bank, they immediately borrow it to someone. So yeah, like you said, they don't even have your money. If I were to take out $10,000 today, I would have to like write a special note, and then I'll have to wait like a day or two, because they literally have to transfer the money from one bank to the current bank that I want to get the money from. So it's ridiculous. Yeah.
And one more question about your career as was it a senior developer engineer?
Yeah, I'm a senior engineer. Yeah.
Okay. Most of those jobs that you mentioned how many of them were like 100% remote and not required you to be in the same state?
So the only remote job I have is one I have right now. But all the other jobs, I would have to be in the office at least 3 times a week. Most of them like 3 or 4 times a week. I would have to be there.
Okay. And would you recommend boot camp to what path would you recommend for lay people who has absolutely no idea about the space?
I would definitely say go to a boot camp. I can't think of anyone. The one I went to, they shut down, unfortunately. But Will, do you know any boot camps up ahead?
They got I think there's some like called Hack Reactor. They got some they got a whole bunch of them, man. It's like oh my gosh, what is it called? Dev Mountain or something like that.
Wait, are these boot camps are online or
From what I
Most of them
remember,
are
that boot
physical.
camps have always been in person, but
Yeah.
they got digital crafts this is in Atlanta though. But Accelerate, there's a
Okay.
whole bunch of different coding boot camps. This one looks to be yeah.
Flatiron is a good one.
Flatiron School. Yeah, Flatiron School is another one. Yes. Codesmith is supposed to be the top rated one though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dev Mountain is another one. Is a highly ranked one, and then Tech Elevator, and then you have Hack Reactor. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of different coding boot camps out there, but usually they're all in person. From what I remember, they may have switched to remote because of COVID, but I don't know for sure.
So are they are those like college campuses, or is it like certain locations that you have to travel to take the boot camps?
Most of them are in their own office. So the boot camp will be like in an office building, or maybe I'm sorry?
Throughout the country?
Yeah, they're all in America. I'm sure there's some internationally, of course, but they're everywhere. So as long as you go to a major city, you'll find one. Okay. And I would highly recommend, I know COVID is probably less in person, but if you can do it in person, I would highly recommend that you do it in person. Because you learn from your students. I mean, you learn from your classmates just as much as you learn from the teacher. So I would highly recommend that you go in person if you can.
Okay. And you were saying that, well, the particular one you went to, they paid you, but for the most part, you got to pay a tuition or something?
So the one I went to, I got in there for free. I didn't have to pay no one had to pay anything. So they give you the classes for free, but you have to pay them. I started off with 10% of once I got a job, I had to pay them 10% of my salary. And then after a couple months, they reduced it down to like 5% of my salary. So it's either the boot camps do that, or there are other boot camps you have to pay them like $5,000 up front or $10,000 up front, something like that.
Okay. That makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool. All right. Thanks, man. Yeah, that was all my question that I had to ask.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you for coming up here, Mr. Awesome.
No problem. Were you joking about the after party?
No, it's an actual live stream with Wealth Engineering.
Oh, okay.
I see the YouTube link, but I don't know if he has the Zoom link.
Yeah, well, he has a StreamYard link you have to scroll up for it, but I gotta ask him to put it back into the chat if he wanted to join on the panel. But yeah, so.
Yeah. Is this the debate you were talking about?
Yeah. He actually invited me to the debate with him, so because he needs some more people to debate. But what's Sam?
This is why you held this stream to put a bit of cramming before you went in there.
Oh,
it's about the USD one, right? I mean Terra.
Yeah, it was actually something. I didn't even think about it like that, but yeah, I said it in the live stream. I was like, okay, this kind of coalesces to that debate. But yeah. So guys, I'm about to go ahead and switch over to the after party. Do appreciate both of you guys for coming up here. Mr. Awesome, what did you think about the live stream? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was very information dense, and value dense. So I'll be checking out the more videos about the USD Terra and just that type of coin in general. I'm not really into. I'm marginally into Bitcoins. I'm more of a set it and forget it type. So I have a little bit of Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I never really got into the Coinbase type of the hundreds of different coins out there. So I'm probably not going to take like immediate action. I'm more gonna like, sit back and absorb as much information before I actually do anything like crazy. So but this is definitely, I appreciate this being brought to my attention.
No, for sure. What I recommend most people do is that like every paycheck, you just buy Bitcoin or buy some Ethereum.
Wait, hold on, wait.
Buy some.
We gotta say that you do this. We can't say, you recommend.
This is what I do. This is my recommendation. You don't have to do this, but this is what I recommend.
Okay.
And just buy it, and then don't even look at the price, because the price will make you lose your mind. And if you buy it every paycheck, then eventually the price is just gonna go. No, not financial advice, but eventually the price will just go up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because it's fractional. That's right.
Exactly.
So the price doesn't really matter. I hope Kia Daily Talks is, I don't know if she's still here, but I think that piece of information would be great for her, because the same with stocks, everything is fractional now. So you can buy Apple, Amazon, or whatever you want, without worrying about the price of the complete stock, which is what do you think about that? When that happened, when that became public, I think it like revolutionized trading. When they introduced fractional shares and all that.
Yeah, it was good. It was genius. When Robinhood did it, it was a very smart idea.
And now everyone's doing it.
Yeah, everyone follows what Robinhood does, because they were the first ones to do free trading. And now free fractional. Everything they do is smart.
Yeah, so they're in a way they kind of like decentralized the business of brokerage, and because now they have to compete, and so it's better for the people. Capitalism, man, you gotta love it.
Mm-hmm. Competition is good, honestly. Yeah, as long as you know what you're doing as a company, it's fine.
So we have 28 people who said that they are interested in cryptocurrency. So there's 28 people out of 32 people, 88% of people. Let me go ahead and close the poll. All right, guys. So better go ahead and end the live stream. Thank you guys again so much for coming up, and I will see you on the next one. Okay. Thank you, guys.
See you.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming to the live stream. Shout out to Bitcoin Benito.